What you think don't hold no weight. It's 868 people in here. I got 19 Cash App supporters. You don't hold no weight. This is why no one listens to you.
And so, brothers and sisters, you know why.
Hey, shut the hell up, you black son bitch. What's wrong with y'all? Thank God for the white man's infinite mercy, Martin Luther King. Because if it was up to me, I'd unleash the hound and turn y'all niggas into puppet child. I was happy at the back of the bus.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Informant Podcast, and I'm your host, Jay the Informant, back with another video. And I really want to get in tune with this video because I think it actually covers some of the stuff that I find weird and suspect in the manosphere. Now, what you guys just saw in that video right there was Angryman demeaning his audience. Once again, this is what this guy does on his channel. He demeans his audience. He talks down to them. He berates them. He berates the black community. And yet he continues to ask for donations from that same community that he talks down on. And this is where my issues come in when it comes to the Angryman, because this guy always talks down to his audience, which is mostly black. He's always demeaning his audience. He's always calling them nothing. He always talking down on the black community, but yet his audience is mostly black. Now, if you have a problem with the black community, as it seems that Mr. Juan Vasquez does, how about you go to another audience where you can get your money from, which you're always demanding online? Now, we'll have to say there's an equal responsibility on the audience and Mr. Angry Bird, because he talks down to his audience and yet they still reward him for his nonsense that he speaks at them. Because the audience is rewarding him, Mr. Vasquez, he's not going to change his message. He's going to continue to act like a black Karen, quote unquote, and he's going to continue to talk to his black audience like they're idiots. He's going to continue to talk down on the black community because they're rewarding him for this nonsense that he spits out. If we look at the theory of rewarding bad behavior, you'll see that rewarding someone for the nonsense and BS that they keep spewing out only keeps that person continuing on the same pathway of repeating the same nonsense that they have already been on, right? Now, some would argue that it's Angryman himself who should change up his rhetoric. But like I said before, if you're rewarding this guy for all the nonsense and BS that he's saying on his platform, then you are responsible for the nonsense and BS that he's saying, because he doesn't feel that he has to change his rhetoric, because as he continues on and on and on talking down on the black community, he's going to continue to get support from the black community, the same community that he's talking down on. Now, some of you guys might be wondering who Mr. Vasquez is, aka Angryman. Now, he's part of the manosphere, and everybody, like myself, thought the manosphere was somewhere that people can go and be more politically minded, more educated in finance, more minded of the world around them, and continue to grow as a person. But it turns out that the manosphere is dissolving itself, and the characters that's leading it, like the OG Mr. Angryman, they're dissolving this whole space into the Wild Wild West, where you can get away with anything. You can say any ridiculous thing that you want to say. You can attack who you want, and you can continue on your day as nothing happened. As we see with the Angryman, he comes in week after week with his anti-black rhetoric that he throws out on his channel. Now, if you look at his channel, like I said before in the previous video, he has a retention rate of less than 5%, which means less than 5% of his subscribers are actually coming and watching his content. And I believe that's for a reason, because he just pushes out the same rhetoric, whether he's talking about women, he's talking about the black community, or he's talking down on some other group. But it's mainly those two other groups I just mentioned, which is women and black people, he talks down on, but yet his audience is still rewarding him, and it's becoming the Wild Wild West of the manosphere. And I think the manosphere is actually devaluating itself by having characters like Mr. Vasquez, aka Angryman, in it, because they bring no value to the space. Now, Angryman will sometimes say that he's just holding the black community responsible, holding women responsible, but I would actually argue that that's a bunch of nonsense. That's actually a cover that he puts in front of himself to cover himself for criticism. He doesn't actually hold anybody accountable. He just talks down to people like we used to watch with Jerry Springer, The Maury Show. This is what he brought onto the online platform. A bunch of nonsense, a bunch of talking down, and no progression on his channel. He's not helping people progress in life. He's not helping man. His consulting gig, I believe, is a joke. This guy just wants to talk down on people, and he thinks he's better than other people. And that's just my real opinion on the guy. But as I said before, I don't see any value in his channel, and I can't understand why a lot of people are tuning into his stuff, because I want to see how they have gained any knowledge and use that knowledge to better value themselves, because these are the so-called high-value men in the community. Yeah, every time I see Angryman gets online, he's crying like a woman, he's bitching like a bird, he's always having a little hissy fit, he's always making demands, and he's always disrespecting the community he's supposed to be supporting. And I know that community financially supports him online. Now, he will try to package all this nonsense, but like I said before, he can try to package it all any way he wants to. It's not going past me. I can see right past the BS that he's throwing out. I want you guys to watch another clip of the Angryman as he goes in on his audience for not supporting him financially. He also starts talking about the mind of the Negro, justifying racist nonsense, calling black folks economically ignorant, and calling black folks dumb because they don't support him enough. Now let's get into that clip. Now before I get into that clip, I also want to note that I left the links in the description for any of the hacks in my audience that want to say I'm taking him out of context. No, this is what this guy genuinely believes. Now let's get into that clip.
It's just like when oftentimes I'm doing shows or whatever, putting out content, and it never fails. Anytime I go live, I'm able to accumulate a large number of people watching, right? So the moment I say, yo, it don't really make no sense that we're not able to get a certain amount of contributors, contribute to the show, man. Time is money. I'm putting out content. Content is valuable and time is money. And then you'll have niggas come in and be like, well, why do we gotta donate? And it's like, well, why the fuck are you watching my shit? Why are you even watching my shit? See, this is the mind of the Negro. This is why when you hear racist William Cartwrights and stuff talking about the mind of the Negro, you can't even call them, at this point, can you even really call them racist? Are they being racist? Or are they just being accurate? When they say that you're stupid, when they say that you don't give a damn about your own people, when they say that you're killing each other left and right, when they say that you don't know how to function economically, are they being racist or are they just telling the truth? It's 400 people in here. I've had one person hit the Cash App. Out of 400 fucking people. I've been doing this shit for 8 years. And there has never been a stream where I didn't have to say, support the fucking show. Explain that shit to me. Make that shit make sense.
Now, as you guys saw in those two videos I played for you, that this guy has a tendency to talk down to his audience while at the same time demanding donations from that same audience. No wonder his audience has a retention rate of 5%, but you want to know what's even lower than that 5% of his retention rate? The IQ level of his audience members themselves. Now, as one of our online scholars of common sense says all the time, the world is correct. And as you can see from this low IQ audience that supports Angryman, the world is correct. Now, as I come to a conclusion on this video, I'm about to drop for you guys one more clip of Angryman, and you're going to hear him talk about why Obama did not help the black community because the black community kept letting him down. Now, I want to mind you guys that Obama failed a lot of communities, and the black community was just one of them. But Angryman, he continues to go in on the black community like he always does, not being held accountable by his audience. And I want to say this, his audience is a bunch of cowards who allow this guy to come on his platform, and they continue to support him, even though they know the rhetoric that he pushes out is a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of BS. And I wouldn't let this guy watch my pet turtle. And I don't even have a pet turtle, but he can't watch him.
This is why niggas remain in the state that you remain in, because you don't understand how the world works. This is why Barack Obama didn't do shit for you, because you didn't offer him shit. What did you offer him? What did you fucking offer him? Huh? What did you offer him? You didn't offer him nothing. This is what you niggas do. You don't offer him nothing but a fucking dream. Fucking lying. Just like right now. Just like right now. I've had one or two more people hit the Cash App. But if I don't constantly keep saying hit the Cash App, ain't nobody gonna hit the Cash App. If I don't constantly keep saying it. If I don't constantly keep saying hit the Cash App and support the show, only a handful of people are going to support it. You know why they're always letting you down? Because you're always letting them down.
That's why.